freaky fast delivery.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to DSE TV Sports Local. Tonight, I'm joined by head coach Matt Koziep of Mona Shores. And coach, first of all, thanks very much for taking time out of your evening to join us.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
You come into a program that has been labeled different names other than winners. You've coached at Muskegon, you've coached at Heights, and you've won at both of those places. You now won at Mona Shores. Compare and contrast the three schools that you've been to currently right now.
Well, comparatively, you know, everywhere I've been that we've won, we've had tremendous staff or administrative support, which is no different than where I am now. And you know, we're surrounded by people that know what it takes, that want it to be successful. I think anywhere you go, also kids are kids. If you treat them, you know, treat them the same and love on them and know that you, let them know you care about them, kids will do a lot for you. So comparatively, that's what I say. Where I've been is we've had one, the kids bought in, and two, we've had great administrative support.
You come to a program that has won only 40% of the games over the history of the school. What do you bring to Mona Shores that you've adopted? You've coached with Coach Anise, very successful there. You've been with Coach Elliott at Heights, very successful. What do you bring from those two coaches that you can share with Mona Shores football in order to, let's get those wins more?
Well, I think what's great about that is that we've had success at other places, so you can start with that foundation and say to the kids, you know, this is a system. If you do these things, you are going to be successful. So I think when you have that background, I was fortunate enough to coach with Coach Anise and other people, and take the stuff that I learned from them. And when you show kids, hey, this is the success rate we've had, I think that helps support what you're trying to do with kids. So, but I think you learn something from all different coaches. I learned something from assistant coaches that coached under Tony Anise and assistant coaches that were under Tommy Elliott. I learned from Dean Jewett, my head high school football coach. And so you kind of take bits and pieces from them, even though the majority I actually did learn from Tony Anise, just because you know, he was doing it the right way, and you said, hey, that's how you want to do it.
And you were there the longest period of time too, obviously. Correct. With Correct. Tony, yep. And you worked your way up the level from freshman football all the way up to varsity assistant.
Yes, sir.
You coached the Big Reds for a year, and you were successful there. You're a graduate of Mona Shores. Why leave Muskegon to come to Shores?
Well, I think you kind of answered that, you know what I mean? Obviously, what my time at Muskegon, I loved it. I loved the relationships I built with people there. It was a wonderful 10 years, and you know, I knew I wanted to be a head coach. I tried it at Muskegon. It was a little bit different being an assistant, and then all of a sudden you're the boss of guys that you were assistants with, and so that was a little bit different. So, but I knew I wanted to be a head coach, and obviously, if you have a chance to come home and give back to kind of where what put you on the path of, you know, your future, I couldn't pass that. So I was fortunate enough to do that. Once it opened up, I knew I wanted to be a part of that, and you know, that's what brought me back home.
Good. So now you're in your fourth year. You've had some players that, well, this group of seniors basically have been with you the entire stretch.
Yeah.
Tell me about the growth, tell me about the maturation of not only the X's and O's, but let's look at the student-athlete aspect, because first and foremost, they are students.
Correct.
Then they're athletes. Tell me about the progression
Sure.
of your tenure there at Mona Shores.
Well, you know, when you come in and you're the new guy on the block, and that's going to cause friction with some of the players that are used to a certain way of doing things, and so right away we kind of had to, for lack of better words, kind of cut the fat a little bit, and our numbers were really low. But what you do is you say, hey, this is how it's going to be, and it doesn't matter who you are, you got to put in the work. And this group of seniors now were actually 8th graders when I first got the job, and so it's so beneficial to have kids in your system for 4 years. They know your expectations. They know what's expected of them in the weight room. They know what's expected of them in the classroom. They know what's expected of them at practice. You know, a lot of times your first couple of years of coaching in a program is teaching. teaching everything from stances to how, you know, the drills we're going to run in practice. And so now when you have kids that have been in your system for so long, there's so much less time on that to where you can really get into
they know what to expect each and every day now that they've been with you for 8 years, and some really 5 years because of the 8th grade level.
Right.
You, we started the season down in Saline. Give us, how did that come to fruition? I mean, did they approach you? Did you approach them? It was a long weekend. We got tickets.
Right.
Fill us in about all the little things that, other than the game, first of all.
Well, after you know, we finally kind of got that playoff monkey off our back. We you know, we had a tremendous rivalry with Catholic, and it was great. And but it's just it was not the same as it was as far as student body. And we've got to do what's in best interest for our kids at Mona Shores High School. And you know, with the playoff system the way it is, whether you like it or not, it is what it is. So you've got to give your kids the best chance they can in the playoffs. And so, you know, I think at the time we were the only Class A school in the state of Michigan playing a Class D football program.
It's probably not the best thing in the world to do.
Not for the Class A school,
not for the playoffs, anyways. No.
So you know. So we basically, we said, hey, you know, we're going to try something different. We looked around at other game ones. We had several interests. I think Grosse Pointe North was interested at a time, and then they dropped us. And then we were going to play, I can't remember that. We were going to play another school. They dropped us. And then Saline, and a lot of people don't know about Saline, but in the Ann Arbor area, that side is really, their coaching staff's tremendous and their program is tremendous, and so we thought that would be an excellent challenge for us to go there. It's a one-year deal. We actually have the next 4 years West Ottawa signed for game one, which is a big Class A school, you know, not far away, which will be a lot easier. So, you know, we talked to their AD and their staff, and they jumped aboard, and we had to go there, which when we found out we were going there, we wanted to make a special weekend of it. And so we took all 9th through 9th JV and our varsity down there, and the next day we took all 96 players to the University of Michigan game. Our varsity kids got a chance to walk through the tunnel and walk onto the big house, and so that
must have been an unbelievable experience. Just doing that.
It was, and for me, you know, I've been to Michigan games. I've actually walked on the field, but to have it with your whole program and your whole the kids that you coach every day, it was a top 5 moment all time.
I would think so, and something they'll remember forever.
Correct.
Oh, absolutely. Tickets. You got tickets for the game. How did you get that many tickets? I mean, the trip in itself. You know, the bus, the lodging, the the lunch going over, the dinners, how'd you pay for all that?
Well, again,
not a cheap trip.
No, and it has to do with a lot of sport. Our athletic director, Ryan Portinga, is top notch as far as you know, interest in kids, and he wants the best thing. It was actually his idea to make this. You know, we did Schembecker Hall tour, we did the museum tour, we got to be on the baseball field at
on the
Michigan.
baseball field. We talked to one of the coaches. We got in the locker room and stuff.
So I've gotten tickets to Michigan games before. We would call the Monday of and say, hey, I need some tickets. I want to take some recruits or some coaches. Well, the lady there, Mary, who works for the University of Michigan, I said, this is going to sound nuts, but I want to take our whole program. She said, well, how many kids are you looking at? I said, well, about 100. And she said, well, I don't know if we can do 100. How about 60? And I was like, absolutely. And so we got 60 free tickets from the University of Michigan. And these were the best seats that you can get, 50-yard line, row 3. For our whole varsity, and then the rest.
And tickets aren't cheap. I mean, your ticket are 50, 75, 85 bucks depending where you sit.
Correct. And so they just donated these two. And this is Mona Shores. We're not Brother Rice. We're not Muskegon. You know. So for them to do that was just hats off to them. And then we asked. You know, we had Facebook and social media. Hey, does anybody have tickets? So you know, people were donating 2 tickets here, 3 tickets here, 4 tickets. And then at the end, we actually, I think we bought some tickets while we were down there, and we got every single kid in our program in the University of Michigan game. So it was a great weekend that
so you brought social media into coaching football a little bit, didn't you?
You got to now. I mean,
you got to, and that really helped.
These kids' attention span is about to...
we tried to get Ryan Portiga here this evening. He's home with his newborn. So Ryan, we hope you're doing good with the little baby. He was telling me it was a $17,000 weekend. Donations? How did we
fundraise
pay
like
for
crazy,
some of this stuff?
We've had donations from Dave and Julie Kramer have just been so supportive of our program. I mean, they've done stuff, we were able to do stuff with our kids that we couldn't just with fundraising alone. So we had donations, our kids fundraise like crazy. We probably do 8 a year. And, Ryan Portig helped with busing and donations. And it was just
a total community effort, it
absolutely.
sounds like,
Without that, it wouldn't have been possible.
I'm here with Matt Koziak. We're live. We're coming from Fricano's on the Lake. Make sure that you visit. And big thanks to Ted for allowing us to have it here. We'll be right back with Matt Koziak and some of the players that he brought back with him.
Hello, Jimmy Johns. I gotta hurry.
Jimmy John's.
That's fast.
Jimmy John's, freaky fast delivery. Jimmy John's, freaky fast delivery.
Northway Lanes and Billiards, featuring cosmic bowling, 50 auto-score lanes, automated bumpers, 8 Brunswick pool tables, snack shop, and banquet facilities. With over 100 leagues to choose from, it's Northway Lanes and Billiards.
With 4 convenient locations, Jack's Corner Store is one-stop shopping at its best. Tools, fresh meats, produce, chips, snacks, and other grocery items, beer, wine, and liquor, even gas and lottery. That's why Jack's is your corner store and so much more.
First attempt for the Sailors, ball at the 21-yard line. 4-year starter Tyree Jackson at the helm, 6'5", 210-pound, University of Buffalo bound quarterback. Sailors in the double slot look, spread formation. Pitch to Moffitt. Moffitt around that left side across the 40, 50, 40. Moffitt could go all the way. Moffitt touchdown, 79 yards. That electrifies the crowd here at the Tad. Hodgson to the left, Moffitt going to the house. Hey, who saw that coming, huh? DSE TV Sports Local back at you from Fricano's on the Lake. And again, we can't thank Ted Fricano enough for allowing us to use his venue, and Jimmy John's for paying up and picking up the tab for us. And they are the Freaky Fast Plays of the Week. Now, we are joined by four-year starter. It's been 4 years for you already.
Yeah.
4-year starter Tyree Jackson, started cornerback from Mona Shores. And first of all, thank you very much for joining us, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You've been with this guy for 4 years. Tell me what's the relationship like between you two?
I think that we have a good relationship on the field. Being with him for 4 years, it's easy to know what he's going to call and to be able to know what he's thinking before he says it. So I think that it means a lot to have been playing for him for 4 years.
Your first year at Mona Shores, how old were you when you started your very first game?
13.
13 years old. What was that? Do you remember your first game at all?
Oh yeah, I do. I remember throwing 3 interceptions.
Is that what you remember? That's all right. But look at the growth. How tall were you back when you were 13?
5'9".
And how tall are you today?
6'5".
6'5" and
5 pounds.
205 pounds leading me. You've watched this kid grow up right in front of you, haven't you?
Literally, yeah.
Literally right in front of you. He was a little shorter than you. Now he's head and shoulders over you right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
What's it like working with him? Tell me the maturation of Tyree from When did you first see him, and how did you know this kid was going to lead you for 4 years?
Well, you know, when I first met him, he was in 8th grade. I think I met him at a basketball game and introduced myself. I don't even think I had the job yet, but I just wanted to see him or see the kids in that group. And you know, I had no idea he would start first as a freshman. We had other kids in line but as far as work ethic and putting in the time and doing the things that we've asked, he was the one that wanted to do that, regardless of how old he was. He was the one that wanted to do that. So, you know, we probably, because of lack of numbers, maybe started him a little earlier than we should have, but he stepped up and he did everything we've asked. And you know, he's a football junkie. He loves football, and it's easy for him to talk football with him. And you know, he's in the weight room. He does the things we ask him. And so once you know, I didn't have to constantly keep my thumb on him. Right. It became easy, and you just watch him mature, and along with his maturity came better records for our football program. So it's nice to have a kid that, you know, you very rarely have a kid that will play 4 years, especially at that spot.
Well, especially at age 13. I mean, realistically, a 13-year-old's back in middle school.
Absolutely.
He's not a high school kid yet.
And we open up with Muskegon Catholic Central.
You know, a perennial power all the time, and you've grown.
And you know, he took his battle wounds and he learned from them, and I think it all paid off in the end for him. And he's got a Division I football scholarship now. And
what more can you ask for then?
Where our team is doing well.
He's doing well. Have you always played quarterback?
No, I didn't play quarterback until 7th grade.
What did you play before that?
Running back.
You were a running back. So why change from running back to quarterback? Did the coaches see that in you? Did you want to make the change? How'd that happen?
In 7th grade, Coach Volkman was middle school coach, and he just told me to try out for quarterback, so it ended up working out.
You better thank him. You better thank Coach Volkman. You better thank Coach Volkman for that. That's right. 4 years now have passed. You are now a 4-year starter. You verbally committed to Buffalo. Are you happy with the decision you made? Are you glad that it's done? Because you could have waited a little bit longer. You didn't have to commit. Why the early commit to Buffalo right now?
I just wanted to focus on my senior year and going out with my teammates and trying to make a run at the state championship, and I didn't want to have to worry about recruiting and going on visits as much.
Good for you. You're going to major in what? Have you decided what you want to major in by any chance, or is that still? Yeah, I realize it's early. Don't get me wrong, but have you got an idea what you're thinking about?
Right now, I'm leaning towards education.
Good for you. You'd make a fine sports teacher. You can coach football too. You know that, don't you? You can be just, you can be like this guy right here. Coach football, do that thing. Let's get to the season. Okay. Saline, Fruitport, Rockford. Talk about the Saline game. Down in Saline, great experience, obviously.
It was a great experience going down to Ann Arbor with our team on the charter bus and everything, and it made it a lot better that we won. Our defense played really well, and everything was clicking. Moffitt had a really big game that game, so it was just easy win. I mean, it wasn't an easy win.
It wasn't either because we had to come from behind to win the game a little bit. It was back and forth for a while.
It was an easier game for me, though, as far as just watching my running back do good and my linemen were doing great, so it was just a fun game to watch.
Is the game easier for you when your running game is working, or is it easier on you to have to throw the ball?
I enjoy handing the ball off. I mean, it makes it easier. It opens up the passes more, so I enjoy that.
That's a good quarterback answer right there. The runs open up the pass. This guy's going to tell you the pass is going to run because I think he's pass happy. Okay, game 2, Fruitport. Running clock. Really didn't have to work too hard. Did we in that game?
Oh, we did. I mean, we had to go out and play them. I mean, they fought, so I mean, but it was good to see the backup players and players that don't get in as much play that game. So.
Yeah. Speaking about those guys, you're really not anything. The starters really aren't anything without those guys.
Yeah.
Let's give a little bit of love to those guys. How do they help you Monday through Thursday to prep for Friday?
In practice, they're on the scout team. They give us a great look every week. They go 100%. So I mean, makes it easier for us when we see the team in the game.
I would agree wholeheartedly. Now let's go to Rockford. And it's got a little sour taste in our mouth right now, doesn't it? We played them defensively probably as tough as they've been played all year, other than, and maybe for the last couple, other than losses that they've had. What happened? Statistically, if you look at it, we beat them almost in every stat there is, except probably the most important stat, and that's the one on the scoreboard. Go back a little bit, because I know it's got a sour taste in your mouth,
Sure.
and I was there, calling the TV. We had them. The game was ours, except for what?
You said what happened, and I would come back and say what didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Just stuff that we're not accustomed to.
For instance, what aren't we accustomed to? I mean,
turning
you
the
scored
ball
79
over.
yards right away on the first play. Holy smokes, it's great.
Exactly. That's what we're accustomed to is our big play, and give Rockford credit. They kind of bended but didn't break. We were in the red zone a couple times, and we fumbled. Kids that fumble don't usually fumble.
Absolutely, right. And very uncharacteristic of a Coach Koziak team.
Well, and those kids, absolutely.
And right, exactly.
And so, we missed a field goal, missed assignments on offense.
And a sundry of things that are uncharacteristic.
Correct. And and there was no one thing. It was those stacked on, and when you play the number 2 team in the state of Michigan, you can't beat them.
It's going to catch up to you.
Absolutely.
We've got about a minute left. Tell me about Caledonia, because I think we now have to split this 2 big games. I think this is a big win coming up for us, but we got to win. How do we beat Caledonia at home to get that next jump into the playoffs?
Monday through Thursday we'll beat them. We have to go. We didn't have a great week of practice last week.
Okay.
Going into Caledonia week, we had a good Monday practice, so if we keep it up, I think we'll be fine.
We're going to be fine. Listen, I want to thank you. I want to wish you the very best. All right, thanks, my friend. Hey, Tyree Jackson, 4-year starter. We'll be right back to DSE TV Sports Local, live, coming to you from Fracano's on the Lake.
In the 150 years we've been in business, many things have changed. Our greatest achievements are rooted in the things that haven't. Years ago, the person you called banker was also the person you called friend. When it came to service, there were fewer layers and friendlier smiles. And banks earned the trust of their customers and community while working tirelessly not to lose it. At Independent Bank, all this remains true today. Sure, we've made advances that help customers bank more conveniently and more comfortably. But at the end of the day, we know that people really need a trustworthy partner committed to their financial goals, dreams, and aspirations. And we've been happy to be that partner since 1864.
When you have dental problems, you need to turn to a dentist who listens and responds, an experienced doctor who knows the field and can effectively diagnose and treat your needs, who can counsel you on the best ways to maintain and improve your health. From repeat cleanings and fillings, to braces and dental implants, to teeth whitening, veneers, cosmetic, and kids dentistry. At Today's Family Dental, our priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients. We are Today's Family Dental.
Roll, tumble, jump, and dance with the stars here at Castle Dance and Gymnastics. From 16 months to adults, Castle offers a safe and friendly atmosphere. Located at 1180 Devon Drive, their number is 231-798-8418. Or find them at castlegymdance.com.
We are back with head coach Matt Koziak, 4th-year head coach at Montessori. Huh? God, it's been 4 years for you already. God, time's flying. DeAndre Moffitt, 3-year starting fullback. Geez, and I could have coached you too, but he yanked you from me, for God's sake. Out there. That's what happens to the JV program. We're kind of like the middle child, you know what I'm saying? Kind
Very
of
neglected.
Very neglected. Hey, by the way, this is DSE TV Sports Local. We're on channel 96, all right? Every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock, you can watch these fine, outstanding student athletes and head coach. We're on Thursday at 8 p.m., Saturday at 7 p.m. Once again, DSE TV, Muskegon, Comcast 96. So you're the star right now. You're a 3-year starter, all right? Fullback, when I coached, as he said back in the mid-'80s, you were nothing but a glorified guard because fullbacks would just block, block, block. The roles have changed. What is your role as fullback in the spread offense?
I'm expected to run the ball. I'm expected to block and things like that.
Wait a minute, you're expected to block? You're a fullback, for God's sake. You carry the ball. I mean, aren't the linemen supposed to block for you?
I kind of help them out too.
How do you block? In his scheme, how do you block? Pass, run? Fill us in. They want to know out there.
For me, blocking, I just block the edge.
You block the edge primarily in passing situations? Then?
Yeah.
All right. How is your season going for you, so far? Are you you're healthy. We got to keep you healthy, though. Okay. Yeah. We got to get a full season on you.
Yeah.
Tell me about the off season. What did you do in order to build up to your senior year?
I worked out a lot. Did a lot of speed training things, and that's what led me to have. So
You're bigger, faster, and stronger. What are you tipping the scales at now? 2?
Yeah, about 200.
Okay. At the end of last season, what did you weigh at the end of last season? I bet you were under 2, though, weren't you?
Not about 195.
195. So you put on at least 10 pounds
Yeah.
during the off season?
Yeah.
That's good. Did you do powerlifting?
Oh yeah, I did powerlifting too.
And how did you like? Now that's something new that you incorporated. We hadn't had that, and this is my 13-year tour. Where did you get powerlifting from, and why did you want to incorporate it with your program?
Well, I got it from my days at Muskegon, and you know, they were very highly successful with that. But I think it gives, you know, Deontay wasn't a big basketball player, he doesn't wrestle, so it originally started out with the powerlifting to give something for kids to do in the winter.
Who aren't doing a winter sport.
Correct.
Okay.
To compete, and then you know what it did is it turned into our football program, and we even got girls doing it now.
Well, because my daughter, you're going to take care of my little girl there now, who's going to be a freshman, and so we are getting girls involved.
And I think any athlete, you know, if you want to be the best athlete you can be, you know, you've got to incorporate strength training, and so we brought powerlifting, and it's grown and grown and grown since we've started doing it there, and you know, we've even got basketball players, hockey players, baseball players doing it, because you know we compete on Saturdays, and lifting is something you should be doing anyway. So
do you get community support as well for powerlifting like you do for football? Some community support?
Sure. Absolutely. We do, you know, we do fundraisers for it, and everyone's been very supportive because I mean, it's just paid off. It's paid dividends for our football program. It's paid dividends. You know, last year we have quite a few cheerleaders that powerlift. Well, last year was the first time we went to the state, you know, championship competition as competitive cheer.
Competitive cheer, yeah. We were in Saline 2 weeks ago. What did you think about the trip?
I liked it a lot. It was a good experience. First time ever doing something like that, so it was a good team bonding.
Have you ever seen a Michigan football game before?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. So you saw a game, but what was it like walking out in the tunnel, being on the turf, in the big house?
It felt pretty special, especially to do it with my team and stuff like that.
Yeah. He brought in a family atmosphere. You guys talk about my team, my team, my team. What does it mean to be a team? You're a co-captain. Yeah. You're placed in a leadership role for a reason. Yeah. Why are you a captain, and what does team mean to you, and how do you spread it out to the rest of the kids?
Team means a lot for me. I feel like it's like a second family and stuff like that. So I never had like a second family, and we come together as one. So it's pretty good.
Okay. Why were you selected as a captain? Was it because you're a 3-year starter alone, or do you bring other things to the program?
I think it's more of like leadership and working hard and stuff like that.
Okay. Game number 1, Saline. Yeah. Pretty good game for you. How would you rate your performance against Saline? It was hot. It was humid. You'd had a long day traveling. We toured some places. Game time.
Yeah, I think I rated pretty good, but like without my line, I wouldn't be able to do the things I do, and without Tyree giving me reading the right keys, I wouldn't be able to do things I want to do. Stuff.
You think your lineman after there's a big hole?
Oh yeah, I think my line after every drive.
Good for you. Good for you, because they because those big horses in the middle. Yeah. They're the heart and soul of everything. Game 2, Fruitport. You had a pretty good game.
Yeah, it was all right game.
Yeah.
I still thank my line for everything they do.
Yeah. Last week, we're at Rockford. Yeah. Ranked number 2 in the state in all classes, ranked number 2 in Division 1. You had a heck of a game. How many yards did you get? I think you and I talked in the equipment room a little bit too. I mean, 100, what was it?
170.
170, that's pretty good performance. Is that the best you've ever had?
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now we've got, and unfortunately, it was a loss. That's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you preparing now to get that loss off your back and prepare for Caledonia?
By working hard Monday through Thursday and getting better and not taking no days off.
Good. Tell me about the growth of this kid. Now, he's been a 3-year starter. What did you see in him as a sophomore that stole him from our JV team so you can help?
It's funny, it was primarily defense. We needed an outside linebacker when he was a sophomore, and so the majority of his playing time was that. But you know, that senior group's a special group of because you can talk about Deontay and you can talk about Tyree and the other guys that are with me, almost the same as far as their work ethic. You know, you talk about Deontay being a captain or co-captain on the team. Deontay isn't really a huge verbal leader. He's the one to lead by example. You know, he's one of the hardest workers in the weight room. He does it right in the classroom. He's huge. He's a huge spiritual kid. Loves God and loves his family.
That's good.
And so he's kind of like the kid that we want that kid to be one of our leaders, because that's the type of kid we want to be the face of our program.
Yep. The last thing, your senior year, why not? Obviously, playoffs are a realistic picture for us. Let's go past it. We make the playoff. You're going to graduate. What's next for you in the big picture of life? College, I hope. Who's looking at you? Are you leaning toward anywhere at this time?
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully, I can play college ball. And college that are looking at me right now are Saginaw, Wayne State, and Ferris.
They'd be good fits. And for a job, what are you looking to do down the road?
Probably like sports management.
Good for you. Yeah. Well, listen, I want to wish you the very best of luck, my friend. I know you got a big game coming up.
You.
Congratulations on a good season.
Thank you.
And we wish you luck Friday night.
Thank you.
So I'm here with head coach Matt Kozit. DeAndre Moffitt is our guest. Remember, we're on Comcast Channel 96. You can see us various times, Wednesday from 6 to 9, Thursday 8 o'clock, Friday 6 o'clock, and Saturday 7 o'clock. We'll be right back with a couple more guests.
I've always said, if we're gonna have chicken sandwiches at Culver's, we better have the best. Your chickens are humanely raised, antibiotic-free.
Right.
Why does that make a difference?
Healthy, well-fed chickens have better flavor. We work very hard to ensure that the environment the chickens are grown in is excellent. The quality of the feed that we give to them is excellent.
And do you feel you can taste that difference?
I do feel like I can taste that difference. I would put my chicken up against any other chicken any day of the week.
Well, that's exactly what we're looking for at Culver's.
Absolutely.
That's why I believe we have the best chicken sandwiches in the business.
It's what I feed my family, and I know it's healthy, I know it's wholesome, and I know that I can feel good about giving it to them.
Let me go make you lunch.
Sounds great.
Our grilled chicken sandwich, plump, juicy, lightly seasoned, hand cut just for Culver's. There you go. That's a beautiful sandwich.
Can't wait to try it. Juicy and delicious.
Raised right and it tastes right. There's a lot to love about Culver's grilled and crispy chicken sandwiches. Welcome to Delicious.
Have you had enough yet? When you vote, do you hold your nose? Do you vote for the lesser of two evils? A Republican Party that wants to waste time on social issues and legislate morality while supporting big business and rich fat cats? A Democratic Party who has never seen a project that they couldn't spend your money on, taking from you to give to someone else. Well, in Muskegon County, we have a chance to change this. Independent candidate Alan Jagger doesn't want the money that would buy his vote. Alan believes in smaller government, less regulation, and local control. He supports fixing right to work, part-time legislature, and returning money to local government and schools. No more taxes, fees, or fines. You can send a message by voting independent. Alan Jagger for 91st District State House of Representatives.
Hey, we're back at you. Head coach Matt Kozak, Simon Carl, starting offensive center. But before I get going on with anything else, got to give a special thanks to Ted Fricano. We're down here at Fricano's on the Lake, and Ted was gracious enough. In fact, it was Ted's idea to come on over here and say, hey, look, I want to do a sports show for the community. Let's use my place, and I can't think of a better place. We're sitting here looking over at the lake right here, and a special thanks goes to Jimmy John. Jimmy John's is paying the bill to Comcast 96, and they're doing so by presenting us with a Freaky Fast Plays of the Week. You can see it, Comcast Channel 96, DSE Television Sports Local. So Simon, first of all, I got to thank you, buddy. I had the pleasure of coaching you when you were a JV. And I tell you what, the growth, the physicality of you from his weight room is just, you've changed night and day, buddy, in 2 years.
Yeah.
How's the weight room helped you out?
This helped a ton. When I was a freshman in wrestling, I was like 160 pounds, and now I just weighed myself in the weight room today at 225, so I've been putting on a lot of weight in the weight room, and it's with Coach Koziak pushing us hard in the weight room, and all the teammates. When you see other people working hard, then it makes you want to work harder with them.
60 pounds, buddy. How? I mean, what? I mean, this guy feed you? I mean, what's? I mean, mom and dad must be going broke for you all this food.
You just got to put the right things in your body and work hard.
You take care of it. You're starting center. So not only do you have to hike the ball to Mr. 4-year starter there, Mr. I'm the D1 kid, but you have other responsibilities. I'm like, go through. So Coach signals in the plays. He does all this hand stuff. You know, I'm old school. We talked about it. Coach does all this kind of stuff. What's your responsibility, other than snapping the ball, the tie read? Go through the progressions of things that occur once, because you guys don't huddle. You look over it, coach sings in, so that means you got to know everything as well. Tell us about that.
Well, it starts watching film. You got to know what fronts you're going to see in the game. And then you got to, when you're on the field, the first thing that I do when we get up to the line, the offensive line calls the front that we see. So we sometimes have to run plays differently depending on the front.
Okay, so you call the front. Who are you calling the front? I mean, who do you talk to? I mean, your guards, you talk to your tackles?
Guards and tackles. Like,
okay.
You have to talk to them so that way they know what to do, communicate whether it's a double team or if they have to go to backer or what. You just got to let them know.
Okay. Tell me about this young man. What makes him special to you, to your offense? Because I'm going to be honest with you. All this stuff, it's Greek to me, and I'm Greek, and I don't understand a word of it.
Sure.
All right. Tell me something special about Simon, Dad.
We got a ton of special kids, and Simon's very unique as far as, you know, he's a kid that gets no glory.
And linemen don't.
Correct. And I can remember his speech at Veer Camp, and this is just a judgment to his character, as he says, you know, I'm probably not going to play college football. I'm not big enough, you know, I play offensive line. He goes, but I'm going to do what's absolute in my best power to make this team successful. And so with those type of kids, you know, you can go far. And so he's a 2-year starter for us at offensive line. I would always tease him about his weight. I think he was 200 last year.
Yeah, last season I was like
during the season, and so I would.
And what do you weigh now?
225.
So he put on some serious
and he's a good looking 225.
Oh, he's a solid. Right.
And so the off season, he's such. I told him he's probably a top 5 kid that I've ever coached as far as the type of character that you want in your players, and he's unselfish as they come. He's got great parents. He's come from a great family, and so to have a kid like that you can have another additional year. It's huge for our team, and it's huge because he told you about how he recognizes fronts and what he does for our offense line.
He's got to be smart from the neck up as well as the neck down. You know, the neck down is fine, but boy, if you don't have it up here, they're not going to play for you.
Correct.
I mean, they got to know these kinds of stuff. But you know what? Don't sell yourself short. I bet you could play some D3, Hope, Albion, Olivet. I bet you, and you know what? Get a quality education, and if you want, you know, if you just want to go to school, hey, you're going to be successful. You know, I've been talking to the guys about the Saline trip. That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Tell me the number one thing that you enjoyed the most, other than the victory. Obviously, the victory is a great thing.
Yeah, beating Saline was awesome. But
let's take away the victory at Saline. Give me the number one thing that you liked the most about the trip to Ann Arbor.
Well, I just like spending time with my teammates. They tell me, like, we have a great team. There's no one like if you, in our rooms, when coach calls off the room, it's never like, oh, I have to be with this person, because we love everyone on the team.
So who was your roommate? Or who were your roommates?
I was with like my left tackle Justin Nunnery and the left guard Gavin Hunter, who I was with them in a room, and Chris Veenstra also.
Okay, how did you pair the guys up? Because this is, did you position? Are they friends? Did you just grab bag?
I mean, it's so easy with that group that you don't have to say, well, I don't want this kid with this kid, and Simon said it perfect. It's like you could just pick names out of the hat, and it would be no different than picking them ourselves.
We win Saline. It was a tough battle. Fruitport, not so tough. Again, you know, a much smaller school to us. But I tell you what, I saw Coach Hilliker after the game Friday night, because I'm doing the TV thing and everything there, and I complimented Coach Hilliker. I thought the offensive line did a very nice job for you.
For sure.
I thought they created some nice holes. They sustained their block, and they never gave up.
No.
Okay. What did you see in that Rockford game that you're most proud of what you did? Not the team, just you individually. Well, is it the things that you called out? Is it helping the other guys?
It's like we have explosive running backs like Moffitt, where we really just, if you're smart and we get to the right guy, communicate the offensive line and block the right person, then Moffitt can take any hole and bust it big.
Good.
He's really explosive.
We have Caledonia. I went back a couple players ago, and I'm going to go to you as well. I want to hear about everybody said, oh boy, if Mona Shores loses both of these games, yeah, the picture's out, okay? Oh, if they win both of those games, boy, you know, they're legit. Okay, so we've lost one out of the two big ones with, I think, Muskegon way down the road. And I'm not taking anything away from Puffer, their quality. But right now, we got two ranked teams, okay? What do you see from Caledonia that concerns you as a center?
Well, they're a tough team. Like, we've played them the past 3 years. They won at our place a while ago, and then we beat them last year at their stadium.
Okay.
So they're a good team, but it's really about the practice that we put in this week. If, like, we need really good practice, everyone needs to be focused and hustling in practice.
How was practice today?
It was awesome. The offense was flying around, and the scout D was giving us a good look, and it was just great practice.
Because I know last Monday you weren't happy last Monday at all.
It was kind of, you know, school starting, and it was kind of everyone's tired and stiff, and it was not a good practice. And
do you think the big win against Fruitport played part in saying, you know, we beat Fruitport, we had a running clock, we're good, we're reading too much into being 8th ranked? I'm just throwing out some scenarios.
I don't think
something
so.
different for our program.
I don't want to take away any credit from Rockford, because Rockford is Rockford.
Without
they're a great program, and you know, we were in a battle, and I just tell our kids, you got to seize opportunities. You can't let days pass by. Monday was not a good practice. We had pretty good practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but you know, we just, again, the Rockford game, we just can't give a team like that many mistakes and expect to beat them.
No. They got upset. They're going to be really hungry because they were ranked number 3 in this. Caledonia was ranked. You know, they were highly ranked, highly touted. They got beat by Forest Hill Central. Defensively, what are we going to see from them that he has to worry about in order to make your offense successful? Are we going to see an odd man front, an even man front?
We're going to see a odd. We're going to see a 3-4 again, and
similar to Rockford.
Similar to Rockford.
Okay.
So we've got to do better. You know, they only put up 7 against Rockford.
We did. That's right.
As far as signing, he's got, you know, he's going to have a guy in front of him every play, and he's got to worry about him slanting and backers coming and communicating. And I think we'll be way more prepared this week because we're seeing another 3-4 defense.
How big of a game is this for Shores? And we've had, what, 3 games? So this is game 4. We have 5 games left, including this one. How big is this one?
It's big. I mean, when you talk about you need 6 to get in.
Right. And we've got 2.
And you're only guaranteed 9. You know, that's why I tell our seniors, you're only guaranteed 9 of these. All the work that you've put in, you're only guaranteed 9 of them. Why would you risk taking a play off and doing this? So it's big. It's a huge game, and we're at home, and we've got them. You know, we've had a great student turnout and great crowd turnout.
Absolutely.
So it'll be a great another atmosphere for our
Absolutely.
kids.
Well, listen, buddy, I want to thank you so much. I can't tell you how proud I am that, you know, the comments that he shared, that kind of a leadership is absolutely great. I want to wish you the best, buddy.
Thank you.
And I'm with Matt Kozak. Simon Cowell is with it. We're going to be right back with our last guest of the evening, so stay tuned.
For nearly 9 years, West Michigan Driving Academy has been providing Muskegon County with complete, comprehensive driver's education. Students spend time both in the classroom and on the road in a state-approved driver's education vehicle with state-certified instructors. West Michigan Driving Academy is the only school in Muskegon that offers both day and evening classes throughout the summer. Accident-free with 150 years of combined experience, you will drive safe at West Michigan Driving Academy. The Pizza Ranch, featuring a buffet that is guaranteed to please even the pickiest eaters. From a full soup and salad bar, pizzas and breadsticks, to mouth-watering roasted chicken, potatoes and gravy, vegetables, drinks and desserts, all for just one price. Their menu features a wide variety of delectable favorites. You can dine in, carry out, or have your meals delivered. There's something for everyone at the Pizza Ranch.
With over 50 years of combined experience,
The mechanics at Norton Small Engine Repair will keep you running right.
leaf blowers,
Snow blowers.
parts and service,
And when it comes to buying new,
think steel.
at Norton Small Engine Repair,
Quality service is your guarantee.
Beginning as a lumber company in 1911, Fredericks Construction has been servicing the Muskegon area since 1969. Family owned and operated, they specialize in roofing, siding, windows, insulation, additions, doors, decks, and more. Located at 1940 Commerce Street in beautiful downtown Muskegon, their phone number is 231-722-3937. When you want quality workmanship, you want Fredericks Construction.
We're back here at Pecano's on the Lake. I'm again with head coach Matt Kozak. Coach, thanks for taking time out of your family. I know how precious family time is. But we certainly can't think, where were Tyler Tippins and Tyler? I've been shaking everybody's hand. No, man, we got to shake with the right here. Man, we're men here. We got to shake with the right here. Come on now. Listen, you were walking up here, and I go to Coach Kozak. This guy's as big as a brick wall, for God's sake. What are you tipping the scales at, son?
275.
275. And I tell you what, these biceps are about as big as my waist, for heaven's sake. Hey, you're a transfer in. We're certainly glad that you're at Mona Shores and you're part of the Mona Shores family.
Thank you.
You're a Nose Guard. You are truly right in the front line. You're right, as I used to call it, you're right in the trenches.
Yeah.
Do you like playing in the trenches?
Yeah, I like the contact. I like to hit a lot, so it's a perfect place for me.
It's perfect because if you like to hit a lot, you're right in it. How's it coaching with this guy, though?
He's a great coach.
Oh, come on now. Just because you don't have to say all that stuff. But no, he really is a great guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's great on the field and off the field. I got a connection with him like I've never had with any other coaches, so it's a great thing.
I see what he does with you on the field, in the line. How does he help you off the field in school? I take it you've got general contact with the kids during the school day, right? Yeah. How does he help you just in everyday life outside of the football field?
Staying on my back about grades and stuff, keeping me in line. Great to talk to him about anything, so he's just great to talk to, period.
Kind of like a father figure?
Yeah.
Good. Speaking about grades, how are our grades?
My grades are doing really good right now. Trying to keep them up so I can get in to play college. You and I were talking before the cameras were rolling on us here. You want to go to college, you said? Yeah. Who's looking at you right now? I have some interest at Ferris. So. Good. You do want to go to college, and you want to major in? Sports science. Wonderful. Tell me about this kid. I mean, physically, he's a freak, for God's sake. Now, I'm assuming, I hope, you participated in your powerlifting.
He did. Well, he did. He also powerlifted at Grand Haven. He started, and he powerlifted for us. I think he took. What did you take in the state? Fifth. He took 5th in the state of Michigan in 275 weight class. Okay, where did you powerlift last year at? Mona Shores. At Shores. That's where I when I first met him.
was when we hosted the powerlifting at Shores. I said, oh my God.
Yeah.
Tell me about this kid.
A great kid. You know, he really, you know, he's undersized by what I mean height-wise.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
obviously
How tall are you?
5'8".
Yeah, but good things come in small packages, Coach.
Absolutely.
Good
And
things come in
I
small
mean, if you
packages.
could break down the film and watch what he did against Rockford, he just has a motor that I think they're, you know, not only was he in the trenches fighting, but they threw a screen pass out to a back, and he was the one that chased him, you know, 15 yards downfield. But he did that all game. And so he's got a great motor. So along with his strength and his tenacity, he also has a motor where he loves to run side to side. So that's huge, because that's a huge thing that college scouts look at.
Oh, absolutely. You've got good wheels, you've got good grades, you're being coached by a great guy. Tell me about your defensive coaches here, man. You got Coach Slocum on the line, who's just, my God, that guy's got more energy than
me,
I'll tell you what he did. You got Coach Conrad, who's your defensive coordinator. And you know, we got to give those guys a little bit of love here. I mean, because you know, and we're going to talk about your coaching staff down the road here. Tell me about Coach Slocum, because he's former head coach at North Muskegon. Gosh, it's great to have him here. He's a dear friend. How do you like him being your position coach, first of all?
Well, I love Coach Slocum being our position coach. He has a ton of energy, and if you come out to practice lagging a little bit and stuff, he'll get you fired up and ready to perform your best. So.
Yeah. Coach Conrad, now he's been a staple at Shores for years, former head coach at Fremont, did a short gig at West Catholic. He brings a ton of wealth. I want to ask you first, he's priceless.
Oh, knowledge-wise, obviously he's a great human being. Our family
first-class individual.
But knowledge-wise, defensively and technically and scheme-wise, you can't beat him. You know, I've been around a lot of good coaches, and as far as what he sees and what he puts into it, he's top-notch.
I tell you what, you count your blessings, you got that guy. And plus he's in the building with you.
Correct.
Which is a big help. Celine, I've been asking every kid, tell me one thing, not the game, that you enjoyed about going to sleep, going to Ann Arbor, going to the big house, going to Schembeckler Hall. What did you get the most out of it?
Team bonding, most of all, like spending lots of time with my teammates and stuff. So.
God, that's the second kid that said team bonding. That's priceless. Rockford was a loss. It's behind us right now. What are we going to see offensively from Caledonia, and what's the number one play we have to stop, first of all?
Well, Caledonia, their linemen do a lot of chop blocking, cut blocking and stuff. And
they do or they don't?
They do.
They do? Okay, so you got to protect yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that this year, so I had to be prepared for that.
Are we going to be ready for Caledonia?
Yes, we are.
This is a big game for us. You realize that, right?
Yes, sir.
Coach is going to have us ready?
Yes.
Well, buddy, I want to thank you for Tyler, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I want to wish you the best. Stay healthy, okay?
Thank you.
All right, and we're going to be right back with our last guest, Austin Winjet, head coach Matt Kozak. I'm Nick Davos. We're coming to you from Collins on the Lake. Comcast 96. We'll be right back with you.
Buckhorn Schultz & Associates Incorporated, investment products and services. For more information, call 799-9889 or 866-799-9889.
Hi, I'm Wendy from Healthy Focus. We provide home health care services to people in Western Michigan. We can supply RNs, LPNs, home health aides, certified nurse aides to meet your needs and keep you in your home.
Good news, we just got the Stevens account. Get Jacobs on the horn and schedule a meeting pronto. Order lunch, something fast, Smith.
It's Jones, ma'am.
Yeah, look, we'll leverage a synergy on both sides.
Hi, Jimmy John's?
Yeah, no, look, the boys...
Jimmy John's.
Yep, sky's the limit on this one. Make sure the Silverman file is on my desk ASAP. Did you order lunch?
Yeah, it's waiting for you.
Better be, Smith.
Still Jones, ma'am.
Can't wait on this. Time is money.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's. Order online now.
Nice job, Jones.
Jimmy John's. freaky fast delivery.
Getting this family together is like herding cats.
Simplifying things for families is a priority here at Grange Insurance. We offer a variety of policies through Grange Independent Agent.
Your partner in protection.
I believe you should have a choice in who your next circuit court judge should be. My opponent was appointed by Governor Snyder only months ago when a sitting circuit court judge retired. I'm here to give you that choice. My name is Brenda Sprader, and I'm asking for your vote on November 4th in the general election. I have the right courtroom experience, having worked as a public defender, representing Muskegon County's youth in their juvenile proceedings and helping mothers, fathers, and children through their abuse-neglect cases. I also have a law firm in Muskegon County where I practice family and criminal law. I have the right courtroom experience. I have the life experience, the integrity and the drive that Muskegon County needs on their circuit court bench. I'm asking you to vote for me, Brenda Sprader, on November 4th to be your next circuit court judge.
Paid for by the committee to elect Brenda Sprader for circuit court judge.
First attempt for the Sailors, ball at the 21-yard line. 4-year starter Tyree Jackson at the helm, 6'5", 210-pound, University of Buffalo bound quarterback. Sailors in the double slot look, spread formation. Pitch to Moffitt. Moffitt around that left side across the 40, 50, 40. Moffitt could go all the way. Moffitt touchdown, 79 yards. That electrifies the crowd here at the TAD. Option to the left, Moffitt going to the house. Hey, who saw that coming, huh? Nick Navras, head coach Matt Kozak, Austin Winjet, skill player, wideout, utilities specialist, great kid overall. Hey, listen, before I get with Coach and Austin here, Sailor Nation, you're on television Monday at 9 o'clock, Wednesday at 7 o'clock, Saturday at 2 o'clock. Make sure you tune in to watch your sons participate, and if you don't have a son playing, watch your team. Be proud of what these people are doing for you. Muskegon people, you're on TV Mondays and Thursdays at 7 o'clock, Saturday at noon, Sunday at 5 p.m., and at 1 p.m. Muskegon Catholic Central, you're on Tuesdays at 7, Thursdays at 9 p.m., Saturday at 10 in the morning, and Sunday at 7 p.m. So Austin, first of all, thank you very much for coming. Coach, tell me something great about this kid. Other than that, he's got a set of wheels.
Oh yeah,
he's got a set of wheels on him, though, doesn't he?
Great human being. Another kid that has worked the off season as hard as I've seen. Was kind of plagued with injury early in the year with his ankle, and overcame it. Coach, I'll be back. Coach, I'll be back. I want to be a part of this. I want to do this. And talk about there's no I in team. He's the definition of that as far as the type of kid he is.
When I saw him in August, and we're doing our conditioning, he's got his shirt off, you know. I said, holy smoke, what happened to you? He goes, Coach, I hurt my leg during the off season, and I can only work from the waist up. I'll tell you what, he worked. There was a 6. I was ready to bring some laundry and do some washing on there.
Swimsuit model.
You must have lived in the weight room.
Yeah, I did. That's all I did. That's all I could do. I wanted to get better at something.
Well, I tell you what, congratulations you for not giving up because you were injured and doing that. And by the way, I got to shout out to your dad. I can tell you stories about your dad when we were growing up and hanging out together. So if he gives you a problem, make sure you come and see me, and we'll take care of it. What positions are you playing this year?
I'm on special teams, and I'm a wide receiver too.
Okay. What special teams are you on? Because it takes a special person to be on a special team. I'm telling you, because that's a position where, talk about some unsung heroes, it's your special teams.
I'm on kickoff, kick receive, punt return now. And
so you're on all of them? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kickoff. If that isn't a special person right there, flying down with reckless abandon. Do you like being on kickoff? I mean,
Yeah.
you got to like hitting
I like
people.
it a lot because they run your way and you're just like, oh, this is my time to hit them.
Exactly. And if they're not looking, God bless you. Well, you can lay them out, and that's some fresh meat laid out on the turf.
Yes.
And that's a good thing. This guy is a good coach. Would you agree with that?
They're fantastic coach.
What makes him special just to you, though?
He's not just a coach. Like, you get to know him. He's just an overall great guy and everything. And you want, like, he's a father figure in your own life. That's, like, how I see it. You just, like, you look up to him and you just want to.
Could you go to him if you were having personal problems in your life? Let's just say girlfriend broke up, and you probably got girlfriends galore, and you'll be breaking up a lot. Okay, nice, handsome, ripped guy like you. Let's just say you're having problems. Would you go to him for help?
Without hesitation.
Why?
Because you just trust him.
You just
he's
trust
going to be there for you.
Yeah. That's a good thing?
That's a great thing.
Okay. I've asked your other four compadres down there about the Saline trip. Yeah. And I'm going to keep true to my word. What'd you like about the Saline trip? And don't give me this team. I'm tired of hearing team bonding here. Well, tell me something other than team bonding that you got, because you guys are a family, and that's great. I got to hear something other than team bonding. Okay, this touchy-feely, huggy-wuggy stuff. Oh, I got to hear something else good.
Coming out of the tunnel.
Yeah, that had to be cool.
It was just absolutely amazing.
Had you ever been to the big house before?
I've been to one game before.
Okay. So this game was a little different for you then, wasn't it?
This game it was nuts to be on the field and see him warming up and everything. You just see the caliber.
And he's a Michigan fan. I mean, a big
me
fan.
too. My mom's a graduate of Michigan. Let me tell you, were there Michigan players on the field? Because I had to get home. I had some other family come in. Were there Michigan players on the field while you were out there?
Yeah.
So a little bit bigger?
A
little bit bigger, were they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, 100,000 plus people. I mean, it just had
It's
been
awesome, the environment and everything.
Yeah. We win game 1 and 2. We struggle in game 3. But now game 4 comes up. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you, as an announcer, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is a must-win for Mona Shores, okay? Because we have tough teams down the road, but we've got perennial power Muskegon last game, and we've got a team that you haven't beaten since you've been at Shores.
Well, a coach. We did beat Puck our first year.
Right, we beat him, but as a coach,
correct.
You haven't. How do we beat Caledonia? Because they're going to come in extremely hungry because they got upset at Forest Hill Central.
Yeah.
What do we have to do?
It's just like he says, we don't win the game Friday nights. We win it every day leading up to Friday.
So the other 4 guys' practice was good today. Good practice today?
Good practice today.
Okay. And you went offense today, tomorrow's defense?
Yep.
All right. We're going to win?
We're going to go out there and do everything we possibly can to win.
Good political answer.
Right.
You're very political.
He's good.
I'm going to go back to you. And as a dear friend, I think this is a must win. Why is it a must? Why do I think it's a must win? Convince me that it's a must win.
It's a quality opponent. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And what's the point in getting into the playoffs if you're not going to make a run at it? And so, you know, we fought against Rockford, we didn't get it. If we fight against Caledonia, we don't get it. You know, do we even deserve to be talked about in the playoffs? You know what I mean? And so you got to be quality opponents week in and week out to show that you can make a run in the playoffs.
They say you make your biggest improvement from game 1 to game 2. I would agree with that most of the time. And I'm not going to, I think Fruitport is a quality opponent. I coach with Steve Wilson. Tell me the improvements we have to make from game 3 to game 4 from what you learned.
Sure. I think, you know, defensively we have to be that hungry again. You know, when you go into a place like Rockford and you play in that environment against a team like that, you're so hungry because you have a point to prove. We can't lose that edge defensively.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly. And you had to be pleased with the defense.
Absolutely.
I mean, you only gave up 10 points.
Oh yeah, our defense was lights out, and then in the second half they were just on a mission. We needed the ball back, they gave it back to us.
And they were on the field a lot because Rockford's offense, it was a pretty boring offense compared to what we've seen in years past. You know, Munger must not have the kids to do the plethora of things that he's done, the rap, things that you coach. I mean, he was pretty much power football.
Yeah.
Reverse bone, power 6, power 7, ISO, there's a couple traps, some counters. But Coach Conrad and Coach Slocum and Coach James would say, lights out.
Unbelievable. And I told the paper that I said what these guys as a coaching staff went through during the week to prepare for Rockford with all the different stuff they did. And then to put our kids in position to make plays.
They did everything you asked for.
Everything. They had less yards than us, and our defense was incredible.
You beat them in every aspect. Who's your special teams coach, by the way?
Do we have
Well, it goes different. I coach a little bit. Coach James has kickoff, and so we mix it up so it's not all
kickoff.
one place.
Coach James, the James brothers, the James gang, that I call them, because, and they played for me a long time. How do you like them? So they're high powered, a lot of intensity with those guys.
Yeah, they're great coaches, and if you do something wrong,
they're all over you. They're all like white on rice, baby.
Yeah.
They're going to be all over you. So Austin, again, good luck. I look forward to calling the game Friday night there. Tell Dad hi for me.
Yeah.
For Austin Winjet, for Coach Matt, Coach, thank you so very much for giving us. For the rest of the guys here, I'm Nick Davos. I hope you've enjoyed what we're giving you out in Muskegon County. Before I say goodnight, though, I can't thank Sailor Nation, the parents of these young men, and I think you'll echo my sentiment. The time, the financial support is absolutely priceless.
Second to none.
Second to none. So, for everyone here, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for future shows coming on. So, for head coach Matt Kozak, the rest of the Sailors, this is Nick Davos. We'll see you next week. Thank you and good night.
Living healthy is more than just counting carbs and exercising, it's a lifestyle choice. Embrace sound, natural alternatives, cultivate and sustain a better way to healthy living. The Health Hut offers a wide selection of vitamins, minerals, herbs, medicinal mushrooms, women's and men's supplements, as well as a vast array of skincare and beauty products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always on hand to help you choose the products that best suit your individual needs. The Health Hut. We have your good health in mind.
For years, people have put together photo collages for special occasions. They go through the photo album and old shoe boxes and pull out their favorite photos and put them on poster boards. The boards are a great way of sharing stories, but it can be a pretty tedious job. Well, we here at Clocks, we want to make that job easier for you. So just bring us all the photos and we'll scan them into the computer, and then we'll print out the collages on our large format printer. That way, all the photos will be in digital format so you can share them with your friends and relatives.
Your vehicle is an important part of your life. It gets you where you need to go. Take care of it by bringing it to Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. At Van's Quick Lube, every vehicle gets up to 6 quarts of high-quality Quaker State oils, new oil filter, and a free car wash with every service. If you need a quick wash that is done right the first time, then stop by any convenient Van's Car Wash and experience the hand-scrubbed and Simonized difference. Keep your car running and looking great at Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. 6 convenient locations, 1 near you.
Hi, I'm Holly Hughes, running for state representative. Jobs are my #1 priority. I worked in the state legislature on a number of bills to help with jobs here in Muskegon County. I've also worked locally on the Veterans Job Fair. We started that 3 years ago and it continues today. Education is also my top priority. I worked hard on the Promise Zone legislation to make a difference for kids who want to go to college who can't afford it. I know that you and I both want a Muskegon County where our kids and grandkids can grow up and live. And in order to do that, we need jobs and a strong education. I'm Holly Hughes. Your vote is important to me. I ask for your support for state representative. Thank you.